Okay.
And that was at the start of the Arab Spring. Why I have said this is because news was coming out about removing long-term dictators. And I don't know what our foreign policy is, but, you know, people all over the world, countries all over the world, do what's in the best interest of their country.
Yeah.
And a war broke out in a neighbor's country. That country, to be specific, was Libya. And it was part of the Arab Spring. So they said they wanted their president out. NATO got involved. The Western countries got involved. Everybody was involved to support the populists with the Arab Spring. We all saw in live color weapons being dropped in Libya, arms storage depots broken into. People were practically everybody was bearing arms. And we had this school of thought. And I said, look, we have to be very careful. Libya is our neighbor, just annexed by one country. After Libya, you have the Sahara, the desert. After the Sahara, you have Niger, who is more or less a brother country. After Niger, you have Nigeria. And you know how we are. We are intermarried with the people in Niger. So what happens? No control in Libya. Weapons start flowing in from Libya. The war hasn't really stopped into the entire West African region. So this problem is not only to Nigeria. It's the West African sub-region up to Sudan and Somalia. Now, they are not part of West Africa, but it got there. Now, we now seeing groups spring up. The war ended with the demise of the president.
That's Gaddafi.
Yes. People who have weapons were now looking for where to go next. Birth of our local DH. And everybody was wondering, where did they get all these weapons from? Blah, blah, blah. It totally made our country in a mess. The question is, what was our foreign policy? How are we defending? You see, the world has become a global village.
That's right.
What is happening in Ukraine is affecting us in Nigeria.
Yeah.
What happens in Panama affects us in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So what we need to look out of the bigger picture. Nigeria has the fourth most experienced and equipped military in the world. You can't just keep throwing the military at everything that happens. Every day when I pass, I see a military man, I say hello to him, ask him, how's your family? But we got into this mess because our career civil servants did not detail what our foreign policy was. If there's a war in Niger, now we can see what's happening with the other countries that left ECOWAS. What does it connote? You can have a no-fly over them. You are traveling to Europe
now, you have to
they will tell you,
you
go around, don't fly over our country, if not, we'll bring you down. So that is the start of what happened. And then we had several armed groups running local all over the sub-region. What happened? Economies collapsed all over the sub-region. Well, I'm talking about sub-region now because we know that economies have collapsed all over the world. Even the United Kingdom right now, I think, is in recession.
Yes. Even France too. They are going through
recession. So we are saying rice is 77 naira. We have to choose our battles. Everything is not about force. Everything is not about force. We need to take decisions in the best interest of our country. Now, what has happened?